Hey y'all, it's Alicia of Golden Endurance Artistry, and I hope you are doing golden today. I am back. I am here to share a few tips, 10 tips on how you can have a successful vendor event. Well, not recently, because we're in December. So back in the middle of September, I attended a pop-up shop in about 2 towns over from where I live. And I'll share some tips. So I wrote down some things, and actually the crazy thing is I filmed this video back in September, and I recorded it, I was great with it, and then I uploaded it to my computer and it was just not showing on my computer, and I'm like, but it was still on my camera, and I'm like, why is it? Anyway, so I am back. I'm gonna record this. So I did write down 10 tips that I used. So yes. So let's get started. And today's candle I have burning is the Golden Moments. This is my double wick candle. It smells so good. It's like a sugared lemongrass. Oh, awesome. So yes, you can find that on my website, goldenendurance.com. Get you some. I'm telling you, I switched over to a double wick and it just fills the room. Any room you're in, it just fills the room with whatever fragrance that the candle is. It just fills the whole entire room, and then you get like a nice even burn with the double wick. So I totally love it. So anyway, let's get on to the 10 tips that I found helpful while I attended this pop-up shop. We want to make a list, okay? You want to make a list of inventory, supplies, signage, marketing material that you plan on bringing to the event. So I found this really helpful, especially if naturally I am a planner, but I found this really helpful. So you want to pack at least 2 nights prior to the event. So step number 2, you want to do a mock setup of your table layout a few days prior to attending the event, so that you're not fumbling the day of as to where you're going to put certain inventory at. So if you're selling more than one different item, you want to pretty much set it up on a table as to where you would like it. So like me, I have my candles, I have my skincare. So I did a quick mock-up actually the night before as to where I wanted certain things, and then I took just took a quick picture of it, so at least I can kind of have it to look back on the day of the event in case I forgot how I initially wanted everything set up. So that's definitely helpful. And you want to, whatever props that you're planning to have on the display on your craft table, on your vendor table, you want to also include that obviously on your mock setup. That is definitely helpful. It saves time on the day of the event, because you won't be fumbling, wasting time as to, okay, I think I might want the products on that side, or I think I might want it on the other side. You at least know, you have some type of idea on where the products or how you want your layout to be. Tip 3, this is very helpful because most people that are attending the vendor event, and if it's your first time attending that show, people don't know your product, right? So you want to include samples. You want to include maybe like a little sample or testing station, so where customers can test out your products prior to buying. And then also you want to have a giveaway. That's a good way to get people on your email list. Okay, so I had a giveaway, but they had to enter their email address in order to be included in the giveaway. As far as the testing samples, I didn't necessarily give out samples unless a person purchased, right? But that was kind of like a good marketing tip, because if you include something on your table that says free sample with each purchase, or free gift with each purchase, that will get a person like, okay, I think I'll maybe buy something, right? So I had wax melts, samples of wax melts included with each purchase. So at least that gives the customer an idea of, okay, I think I'm gonna buy this set next time. So that's a good way to get return purchases. And then also I had my body smoothies as samples, well, not samples, I had body smoothies set up on the table on display so people passing by could test out the body smoothies. Tip number 4, have different price points. Along with this, know your target audience. So I found this vendor event, this pop-up shop on Facebook, and like from the flyer, like, okay, this looks like it would be like my vibe, okay. But you want to know your target audience, because I was like, okay, I wasn't too sure if my target audience would be there, but I figured, let me go ahead and attend because it is local and just to kind of get my brand out there. But it's always good to have different price points with your products. So what I did have is I had little mini candle tins that I had this, like, I was holding on to. It was stock that I need to get rid of, and I was selling those for $5. Normally they're $10. I think I have them on there normally for $9 or $10 on my website. So I was selling them for $5, and those went quick. Those went really, really quick. And then I also had fall and winter to go packs. So those included, you had your lip smoothie in there, and then you also had a sample of the body smoothies. Those were somewhat popular, but the little mini candle tins were definitely a good seller. So that's a good way to, if you have any of your old inventory that you're trying to get rid of, put it on a sale. If you put it up like a sign that says like the original price and the savings that they're gonna save, they'll most likely, you won't have any inventory at the end of the show. So that's another thing that I found helpful as well. And so as long as with the price points, yeah, and then your target audience, you want to always, so what I take away from that is you want to know, okay, is my target audience going to be at this event? You want to cater to your audience. What age group, what interest are they looking for? So you want to cater to that. Tip number 5, you want to get a good night's rest for the day of the event. You want to arrive early for setup. You want to dress comfortably, because you're going to be transporting your inventory, your supplies, all that back and forth from the car to the event space. And another thing along with this, go and check out the event space prior to the event so you know where parking is, if parking is close by, just so you're familiar with the area. I thought I was familiar with the area, but I was not, because there was not a lot of parking in that neighborhood, so we had to circle around all that. And so yeah, we kind of do that. You want to arrive early. So the time of the event started at 12, but the vendors could arrive at 11. So I actually started packing up my car at 9:45, just so that by 10 o'clock I can get my, you know, you want to make it ahead of time prior, so you're just more comfortable, more relaxed prior to the event for setup and all that. So definitely get a good night's rest, and wear comfortable shoes, because you're going to be transporting things back and forth. Tip, I keep saying step. Tip number 6, important. Don't sit the whole time at your table, at the vendor table. You want to stand, maybe stand in back of your table, stand in front of your table, but you want to make yourself known and shown that you are the owner of the business. So also another thing it would be good is to bring someone that can help assist with you. So that is also very helpful, especially if you need to go and get bathroom breaks and whatnot. So definitely keep that in mind. You want to just make sure that you have someone that can be at the table that can help, just in case you need to step away. Also, another tip is, if there are similar businesses, visit their tables, see what they're offering, as far as what's different maybe with their setup. It's good to see what is on the market, especially if there are other businesses that are within the same industry as you are. And it just kind of helps you see how your brand can stand out even more, or stand out even more from other brands. So for example, there was I did Circulate around the whole event, and it was a small event. So the table that was next to the left of me, it was a woman who was selling handmade earrings, wooden journals, and actually I had got these custom made with my business name, Golden Adorns, and so I thought they were going to be a little bit smaller, but I'm rocking them. But I purchased from her a pair of earrings that said melanin, so that was awesome, and just networking and stuff like that. So I had went over to her, I said, yeah, before like the whole pandemic and everything, I was able to do at-home parties and stuff like that and sell like that. And I said, maybe in the future, we could pair up and do like at-home parties like that. She could sell her jewelry, I can sell my candles and my skincare. So that's a good way to also network and see if you can collaborate with other businesses. Another thing is, she was to the left of my table. To the right of my table was another candle business. So he sells soy candles, and I think he was also selling like bath salts. So it was cool, and he did have some really nice scents and whatnot. So he was more like, and everyone has different branding for their businesses. That's what makes it stands out. That's what makes it different. So it's good to see what those other businesses are offering. If there's some things that it gives you other ideas on what you can do for your business, what you can do differently. So that was a good way. And so I went over to the other candle business owner's table, and I smelled all the scents. They were awesome. Gave me a little sample of their bath salts. So that was nice. And then they came over to my table and smelled mine. And the funny thing is, like, they were asking like, oh yeah, they started out with a soy, they work with soy, and I said, yeah, I had to do a pair of soy. So it's like, you can discuss different things about your business, but also be cautious as to not let give too much as far as like with your ingredients or your formulas and stuff like that. Obviously that's a no-brainer, right? But yeah, that was cool. So that was tip number 6. Tip number 7, you want to interact with your customers. tell them about your brand. Tell them how your brand can benefit them. You want to be friendly, you want to demonstrate the products to them, and really just sell them on your products and why it's so good. So there was an example, there was a young woman who came over to my table, and I was like, oh hey, how you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm so tired. And this was like towards almost like 5 o'clock because of the event was ending at that time. So what I did was I was like, okay, well, let me help you with that. I can help you relax. So I told her, put a little or just relax body smoothie on your hand. And doesn't it smell so nice? It has the lavender, the bergamot essential oils. Like, it'll truly help you relax. And then I added some of our Vacay Body Glow, so it gave her a nice healthy, really nice healthy glow, and it just added so nicely onto the body smoothie. So demonstrating your products, obviously that can help get a sale. And tip number 8, go live on your social media platforms. Okay, so I went live on Instagram, I went live on Facebook while I was at the event, because you may have people on your friends list that maybe they forgot that you were going to be at this vendor event, or maybe they weren't even planning on coming, but then, oh, it looks okay, and then show the whole venue, kind of tell them what other vendors are there, what else is popping at the event, because that can draw them in to want to come to the event. And I actually had one person that messaged me while I was at the event to ask me, okay, where's the address, yada yada yada, all this stuff, and they showed up like an hour and a half later. So that was pretty cool. So that's definitely helpful. Go live on your IG, your Facebook, and it's just a way to draw in more customers to the event. So that was tip 8. Tip 9, follow up with potential customers. Send an email, offer a discount or a coupon code, and that's definitely important, because maybe they put their name on your email list for the giveaway or the email list to receive discounts and whatnot, and you want to keep that interest well after the event. So that's important. So maybe they didn't buy anything that day, but being that you have their email address, you can now therefore email them after, and they could potentially buy something in the future. So that's definitely helpful. Tip number 10, don't become discouraged if the event is not going the way that you expect it to go. It's an opportunity really to learn differently on what you can do at your next vendor event, and just stay positive at the event. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, I wasn't too sure that my target audience was going to be there, and it was 12 to 5. So I mean, I don't want to, it wasn't really a waste of time because I did get sales, but it wasn't as much sales as I intended to get. I'm gonna definitely throw in a bonus tip, okay? Bonus tip is whatever product that you are trying, that you're like really trying to promote, go with that at the event. I had just pretty much relaunched not the business, but the different vessels, candle vessels that I was using. I switched over to double wick, I switched over to a new jar, my labeling changed, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell a whole bunch of these. And I think a lot of it had to do with basically my target audience wasn't there at the event, and I wasn't really, I think I could have went a little bit harder with marketing and promoting that particular product. Okay, so I did get the candle cells, like the mini candles, those sold, okay? But as far as with the tumblers, the large double wick ones, I think I sold 4 of them, and I had a huge inventory. So that was a bit disappointing, but you know, all in all, take it as a learning experience from what you can learn from the different events that you attend. So those are my 10 tips plus my bonus tips. Hopefully these tips will help you in the future with your pop-up shops or your vendor events. But yes, and until next time. All right guys, so hit the notification bell so you know the next time that I upload another video. Also hit that like button if you found these tips helpful and you can use them at your next vendor event. And don't forget to subscribe. So until next time, you guys stay golden. Bye.